decided I'll record one more before I go to sleep. Uh, just feel like I'm in a good mindset right now to think about just how nice this has been. Granted, you know, a lot of why I'm doing this right now is it just feels good to do it. Um, and you know, the emotions that I've gone through just by telling you these things and contemplating telling you these things, and just the what it feels like to finally let some of this stuff go, that I've been holding on to very tightly, to the point that I was tricking myself, really. I had to go down to that level to make it through it. um, Not just to lie to people and make up stories and kind of give excuses, or just ignore them. But like, I had to lie to my own self that this life that I'm living is, you know, that you don't want more. Like, I tried to really believe that I'm good with what I had, and it's not bad or anything. Like, it's okay, but like, just, you can want more and try it to get more. And like, but I'm such a fucking, I was a pussy, right? And I didn't do that. But going through the process of kind of coming to terms with that, and then actually doing the thing that I'm more passionate about. Like, dude, I mean, I've never really liked the jobs that I did. I found entertainment in solving problems and being productive. Like, I don't know, like, I liked, um, engaging with stuff with my brain and everything like that. Like, I love chewing on problems and solving them and thinking about things. And I'm very, very contemplative type of guy. So I liked putting myself in situations where I got to solve those problems. Um, but now that I don't really have need of any of that anymore, um, and I'm starting to chew on myself, this process of talking it out, just realizing that at any moment, you know, your true self can awaken, and you can just start living uh, more in line with your true nature. Because I feel like the guy that I am is not reflective of what my soul is really worth. I've lived this pretty embarrassing life, guys. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking at me, and I feel it, and it's embarrassing, right? Like, I did that shit for real. Yeah, I know it's awkward, bro. I don't know, just what I did, but like, that truth is out there. But for me, having, like, going through this and just talking about it, even though I'm still, like, I'm still a pussy, I'm doing it in this limited way, but just, it is letting me figure it out, and I'm really able to let it go. I'm it's washing away from me right now. And you know that baptism and feeling it all really just melt away and float off into the nothingness away from me, which is kind of what I've been experiencing in recording these messages for you guys. You're seeing a guy get healed. Now, you might think he's a crazy bastard, and this might go into the internet archives of just a fucking loser. But I do feel that either way, even if that's the case, my mind is now better. My mind is, like I said, it's not about your perception, it's about mine. I am really, I'm having, I feel good right now for the first time. I felt okay forever. I told my brother this one time, kind of when I was leaving college and I was transitioning to full-time military service. um, I One thing that's weird about me, and I guess I haven't really thought about interjecting it and talking about this, so I'll just make a note here. But I never got my driver's license until like the week I graduated college. So and that is a contributing factor, I think, up there with like my dad dying, was like never getting licensed appropriately. And like I just never had a car in college, so I walked everywhere. I relied on rides. I got, you know, I took shuttles to the airport, all that type of shit. Like that was a fucking huge uh like thing that I should have just fixed, and my life might have gone a whole different way if I just got my license earlier, so that I could be active in college and go drive around town with whatever. But that's a complete side note. But the point is, um, when I had that road trip time with my brother, when I was leaving college, I just got my license. My family and I took a little road trip. I remember kind of telling him, and it was one of the times that I was, real at the end of, I was always in school away from people, away from my family. And I got real with him on this road trip when we were just kind of driving back from my, school to back to our home state, where I would chill for a couple months before starting full time service. Um, I told him, because I've just, even during that time, it was kind of like a lot more should have been going on. I should have been able to kind of share more with him of like what my college life is like. It's just that I had a very dulled experience because of how I am. I didn't really like ever share these things with my family. So whenever I would return home and share with my, and be with my family, there would be some questions that would be hard to answer sometimes about like, you know, what I'm what I'm doing, how I'm doing, who I'm hanging out with, like what tell me about your friends. Like I just never had an answer for these types of questions, and it's I'm sure that's been just unusual for them to have to deal with a guy like me. But my brother had some concerns, like, are you enjoying your life? Like it seems like you're not. Um, you're you're alone, and you don't seem to be interested in changing that. Um, and I told him, basically I'm not at the time, and this is still generally true, I guess. Is like I am comfortable alone. I entertain myself with my inner monologue, and just the way I view everything, and the what I interact with. I'm just able to stay entertained and sane. And but I wouldn't say I experience the super high highs, and I don't experience super low lows. I basically told him I'm speed limited, in terms of my emotional range, um, because I wouldn't pursue these relationships. I just wouldn't pursue. That was kind of what I explained to him, and that was probably one of the last times I've really been real with. I've been real with that guy, him on, pretty comfortably for a while, but like you don't always really show the inner workings of your mind. And my mind was basically, I had just pulled the walls in real tight during college for whatever reason, and I kind of started the process of opening up with him on that road trip, and that's as far as I got then. And I locked back up again for a couple more years, and it's just something that it's really nice. Reflection is, you know, necessary to unpack this bullshit, crazy stuff that we all go through. Life is throwing all kind like this puzzle is so complex, and there's so many possibilities, and that's what makes it fun. But there's so much to unpack in all that we have to give ourselves some just breathing room. We don't have to be able to understand it, but taking some time to reflect and just try and sort through the things that are the most personal to you, like, and when you finally have like a breakthrough from something that's been holding you back for forever, which is essentially what I feel right now, even though I'm not cured by any means. But like, this is a breakthrough in that, before this, I wouldn't speak to anybody, anyone, and, I'm not, I don't have any friends yet, but like, this is a step. You know what I mean? And it's just, I wouldn't have got there without some self reflection. And so this one's about reflection. And don't run from, don't push it back. Like, just get on with it. Like, think about the things that hurt you, and, you know, make your peace with them.